Hello, my name's Gemma Seyfang. I was diagnosed with Pompe disease in August 2016. I'm now 37 years old. So what led me to my diagnosis? Well, to be honest, looking back, since the age of 13, I've been struggling with many things, and in particular, since having my son, who's nearly 15 years old now, I've really struggled and declined. I never knew what was wrong with me. I just thought that I was lazy and unfit. I started to struggle to climb the stairs, to get up off of a chair, to pick up a washing basket up off the floor, lifting things in and out of the oven, reaching up to grab something from up high. And to be honest, I just thought that I was just unfit. I noticed that when my baby was still in arms, I really did struggle to carry him upstairs. So what I tended to do was I had the Moses basket downstairs, and I used to carry him up in the Moses basket, which I would lift from step to step. As soon as he was mobile and able to crawl, I used to get him to crawl up the stairs, and I would protect him by crawling up behind him. As soon as he was able to jump, he used to stand on the second step and he would jump into my arms, or he would climb onto the sofa and jump into my arms so that I could pick him up more easily. Children adapt so well to their environment and their parents. They know no different. And I guess that's what he was doing. Around 8 or 9 years ago, I found out that I had something called Usher syndrome. So when I was born with a hearing defect, which my parents didn't find out until I was around 4 years old when I started primary school. I was fitted with bilateral hearing aids, and I'd learnt to lip read naturally, and I still lip read to this day. I do wear bilateral hearing aids, so that means 2 hearing aids. And I started to struggle with my sight when I was around about 16, 17 years old, and didn't obviously know what that meant. And then when my son was little, when he was a baby, I decided to become a childminder, as I had some childcare qualifications and wanted to look after him as a baby and continue to work. So I had to go for an independent assessment, which was when they actually told me that I had something called retinitis pigmentosa. So what that means is the cells at the back of my eyes are dying. So when we knew I had that, I worked out that I had Usher syndrome, and I got referred to Moorfields because I wanted to find out if obviously genetically I'd passed anything on to my son. He is a carrier of Usher syndrome, and as you well know, he's also a carrier of Pompe disease. So because of my Usher syndrome, it meant that I was starting to lose my sight. I was registered blind about 3 years ago now. I do have a white cane, and I have been awarded a guide dog, but at this present time don't feel that that is right for me. Losing my driving licence about 5 years ago was the hardest thing that I've ever had to go through. In fact, I would say it's harder than any of my diagnoses, because I've just lost my independence completely. Because of my Usher syndrome diagnosis, I put down a lot of my Pompe disease characteristics as the Usher syndrome. So I didn't investigate any of my symptoms that I had. My sister then got involved by contacting my mum and saying that she was starting to struggle with things that I also was struggling with. So that then led me to go to my doctors and get sent to hospital, which I was then referred to London, and they did a lot of tests, including a muscle biopsy, which I did spare my sister from having, so brownie points to me. And that came back with myopathy, and they then said that they thought that I had a rare disease, to go back in and to have the blood spot test, which then was done in the April, and we were diagnosed in the August. I was then told by Adam Brooks that there was some trials coming up, and if I wanted to participate, then I could. So I started in January of 2017. I definitely feel very blessed to have had such an easy diagnosis journey. I know that a lot of people don't get it that easy. I really do feel very lucky in that respect. But as I say, looking back, probably about the age of 13, when we'd go on our family holidays to the French Alps, I started to struggle to get up off of the skiing slope. There's certain things like not being able to run on sports day, being able to climb the stairs very well at school. So there's lots of things that probably were a little key marker, but you just don't know, do you? You think this is me, and you don't know any different, so why would you question it? I would say that my journey was also helped by the Pompe support team. So we went to a conference just a couple of months after getting diagnosed, and the Pompe support team there were amazing, so welcoming. I got so much information from GSD2 UK. I felt so well supported, and that's why I decided that I wanted to join the Pompe support team, because I wanted to be able to give back what was given to me at the beginning of my journey. I do believe that having that has helped me a lot. It's a massive diagnosis to go through, probably because I was only diagnosed a few years prior to that with another rare disease, being Usher syndrome. I do think that I wasn't so affected in that way. But I do believe that having GSD there to support me has really helped. If you were to Google our disease, it is absolutely horrifying, and having people there that knew exactly what I was going through was really helpful and beneficial to me. So that's why I like to be able to give my time back.